told the weather outside is not that cold. And if you take my hand, I'll walk with you to Georgia.
Hello everyone and welcome to Country with Celine. Now she has 250,000 combined streams just on Spotify. She's made numerous television appearances, music videos airing on the Country Network, and a Forbes feature under her belt. Please welcome Molly LOVETTE.
We are at the lake about to shoot for Hey Hey. So exciting.
Little fun messing around on a Friday night. Think I drank a little too much in the neon light. Hanging out with the girls when you walk in. It's been a while and you say, hey, how have you been? Sipping and singing, we start reminiscing. But like kids, we're still playing games.
Molly, how are you doing today?
Hey, I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing awesome. So, like I just mentioned, you've accomplished quite a bit. How old are you exactly?
I am 21.
Holy jeez. Okay. So 21 years old and you've accomplished all of that. So when you take a step back and you look at the bigger picture, how proud of you, like of yourself, like how proud of you are?
Yeah, it's weird because I'm always in like such fast motion and trying to like do the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. But yeah, but when you think about it, it's like, whoa, a couple of years ago I was in school still and doing like, I don't know, just things have changed so quickly, and it is kind of cool. We should all take time to like realize like, oh, dang, we've like accomplished some things, or really worked hard and whatever.
Yeah, especially the little things. A lot of people just kind of skip over them. Like if let's say you don't know how to tie a shoelace and you finally learn how to tie a shoelace, but you don't think of that as a big accomplishment. So it's like, I brush it off. It's like, no, you should take that like as a huge accomplishment. Like that's one thing that you did, that you accomplished, is tying a
Right.
shoe.
Yes.
And you're 21 years old. You have your whole life ahead of you. I mean, I'm only a couple years older, so we're still young.
Yeah.
Like 40-year-olds would be telling us right now, we got our whole life ahead of us. So like take every little thing in life and all your accomplishments, like just keep remembering them and never take anything for granted. That's for sure.
Yes, I feel like we have all learned that like this past year and a half or so, like to just, don't take anything for granted. And that is cool. You're young too. Like it's fun getting to start out with our careers like so young and just, getting after it like right off the bat. It's been fun.
Yep. And if you think about it, you're taking a big step in the country music industry, because when you look back at it, usually society, and I say this like quite often because it's so true, but society has like put a 9 to 5 image in our heads. Like when you grow up, you need to have a 9 to 5, whether it's being a doctor or a dentist or what, like so on and so forth. But when you say, hey, you know what? I want to become a country singer. I want to become a pop singer, an actor, a dancer. It's always kind of brushed under the rug. Like, no, think of something more realistic. So what advice would you give to people who want to start chasing their dream but are too scared to drop that lingering feeling that society has hanging over them?
Yeah, I think for me, the most important thing, the biggest thing was surrounding myself with people who totally believed in me. And luckily for me, those are my parents. They are like totally on board. And like when I told them that didn't want to go to school anymore and I wanted to like fully do this, like I want to be a big, country star, the whole thing, they right away were like, okay, let's do it. Like, let's put a business plan together. Let's do this. And my friends totally believe in me, fully support me. I know that there were some people back in college when I had left and decided to pursue music full time that were very skeptical and, didn't think it was very realistic. But, those aren't the people that you need around you, that you need that good support system. I think pushes you and makes you believe in yourself even more, for sure.
And you seem to have a very good one behind you. That's what we all need. We all need a positive support system behind us, because when we don't have that, life is very challenging, to say the least.
No matter what you're doing. Yeah, it just, you need people that believe in you.
Exactly. Now, Molly, let's just get to know you a little bit more. So can you tell us all where you're from?
Yes, so I grew up in St. Louis, Missouri. Born and raised. I have a brother and a sister. And my family's great. They love music. I grew up singing and performing, playing piano and guitar. My mom sings a little. My dad sings and plays. So it was always a really fun household growing up when I was little.
It sounds like one.
Yeah, oh my gosh. But I actually moved from St. Louis last year to Nashville. So I'm out on my own now in Nashville.
So quickly, how are you enjoying Nashville?
Oh my gosh, I love it. It is like the coolest city ever. Oh my gosh, there's just always things going on. Like there's music every single day, night, morning. Like it's just, there's always something going on. It's so much fun.
Yeah, that's why they call it Music City.
Right, yeah.
Have you been to any writers' rounds yet?
Yes, that's usually, I play a lot of writers' rounds here in Nashville, which was really cool because in St. Louis I got to perform at a lot of bars and stuff like that, but they didn't have the writers' rounds where I'd get to play my music and all of that. So my favorite one here that I've gotten to play so far is probably the Listening Room Cafe, if you've heard of that one. But it's such a cool venue, and so many like awesome artists and songwriters have played there, and it's been my favorite stage so far.
Well, that's just the first of many stages that you were going to be taking. And now going back, so was it something that you always knew since you were like a little girl that you wanted to be a singer, or was it something that you actually took more seriously once you got a bit older?
A little bit of both. Like when I was little, I loved performing and singing, and I would like put on like concerts for my family, my babysitters, and everybody. Like I always loved it, and it was always kind of the dream. Like when I was little, I would tell people, when I grow up, I'm gonna be a famous singer. Like that. That was always what I said. But I ended up going to college for a year, actually studying education. I was going to be a teacher like my mom, and kind of figured I would do the realistic thing, like we said, and get a degree and get a job and then try out music. But it was during that year that I started like writing more and recording more and playing more. And I realized like, if this is, what I actually want to do with my life, then do it. You have to do it.
Yeah, you have to live life with no regrets, because if you're going to be 70 years old and you retired from teaching and you look back and you think, you know what, I love teaching. Like, don't get me wrong, but my dream was always to be a singer. And then you start just going down a drain that you never want to go down, essentially. Yeah. So honestly, kudos to you for chasing after your dream, because you can get very comfortable in like certain situations, like we were just mentioning with a 9-to-5. You feel at ease because you're going to have a good income, you're going to be able to like raise a family or this and that. But when it comes to the industry that you're in, and essentially so am I, it's a very kind of wishy-washy, like you have to give it all you got and just go for it, but like you never know what's gonna happen. It's such like, think about the year that COVID we just had. Like everybody who was in the music industry, they had to stop. Like Luke Combs had to stop. Thomas Rhett, like the top of the top, they had to stop because of everything that was happening. And even football players and hockey players. But then when you go and look at a 9-to-5, like doctors, they were still working. Lawyers, they were still working. So when you look at it, the bigger picture like that, it makes it look a lot like, you know what, I'd rather just do a 9-to-5. But no. Nope.
Yeah.
to
I was
chase.
like, and then, yep,
Yeah,
look
you
at
have,
us.
you
Yeah.
have to chase after what you want to do, right?
You do. It's scary because, yeah, it's like, it's very not the norm.
Mm,
But, like you said, you're going to live with regret when you're 70 years old and looking back on your life. Like,
yep,
yeah, you got to go for it for sure.
totally. And now, Molly, who were your influences growing up? Who did you like to listen to the most?
I grew up in that like Taylor Swift, Carrie Underwood era. So those are like my two girls. I have like been obsessed with them since I was little. They were like one of my very first CDs and all of that. But in Taylor Swift is like her just business wise and her live performances, her songwriting, like she is very much who I like look up to the most probably.
Yeah.
And
Taylor
yeah.
Swift. Taylor Swift is super, super intelligent. Do you
Yes.
remember that whole story? Forgive me if I kind of missed this, but the way I like was reading it and everything, Scooter Braun wanted to like hold all her music, or like
Yes.
he owned it all, and she's like, you know what? You can have it. I'm gonna record all of the songs again, but with this producer over here, and they're mine. And they just like freaking skyrocketed. Have you? Obviously, I'm not even gonna ask this question. You've definitely listened to her album already. She
Yes.
sounds quite similar to like even when she was younger, which was very surprising.
It is. That's what I was kind of expecting those songs to like be a little different. Like I thought she'd change them all up a little bit, but they are like really the same songs. She sounds like a little older, but yeah, but they are like the same songs.
Yeah, that's about it. Just like the voice, just a little bit, but it's yeah. Yes, she's a very smart and intelligent woman.
Maybe,
I mean,
yeah.
I used to listen to Taylor Swift too. Like I still do. I don't know why I said I used to. I still listen to her all the time. She's awesome. Have you been to a concert of hers? I'm assuming you have.
Yes. I've been to a couple of them when I was younger. I haven't been in years. I was probably like 13, 14 the last time I saw her live. But my dad went with me. He's actually a big Taylor Swift fan too. He'll probably be mad that I just said that in an interview, but but he really likes her too.
Expose your dad. It's all good. They still love.
Right, I know. Sorry.
Okay, well now Molly, let's talk about you. Let's get into you. So you released your latest single, Hey Hey. It came out this summer. So tell us what inspired that one.
Yes. So Hey Hey, I was so excited to get to release. It's like a super fun, just summer jam out kind of song. And I wrote it almost 2 years ago now. I was visiting some friends, so I try to like make little college visits with all my friends because they're all in school and I'm not. So I'm like, I need to go like, live my college life every once in a while. So it was just after a fun weekend, visiting some friends at their college. We went out and I saw like a ton of people that I knew from high school and from like even grade school. And it was just a fun weekend of like getting to see these childhood friends and everybody. And now we're all kind of grown up. So it was really cool. And yeah, I just wrote a little fun party kind of song about it.
Now think about when we're all 50 and we have to go to like a high school reunion or an elementary school reunion. That's going to be so interesting because we think we're grown up now, but it's like, I
Oh
don't
yeah.
know.
No, I can like not even imagine what that will be like.
Maybe we need another song from you after you go.
Okay, I'll do all right. Yeah. Hey, hey, part 2 at the.
Yeah. Oh, hold on. Wait, hold on. I think I muted you by accident. That was my fault. That was
Oh,
my
good.
fault. Something popped up on my screen and I went to exit it and then it muted you. My
Oh no, you're good.
for that. Okay, so now Molly, what can fans expect from you for this year, the end of this year, or into next year?
Yeah. So I have not announced this yet, but I'm actually getting ready to record a Christmas song. So I'm really excited about that.
Oh,
Um, yeah, I'm actually heading to the studio this week. So yeah, I'll be getting in the Christmas spirit, and we'll have that out in November.
so is this going to be an original Christmas song or is this going to be a cover?
It's going to be a cover. So I put out a Christmas song last year, a cover of "Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas." So we're gonna do a new one for this Christmas. I love Christmas, so I'm like, all the Christmas songs I will do.
I had a feeling. And I mean, it's October now. We should all be blasting Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas.
Yes, literally. I was, texting with my family, trying to figure out what song I wanted to do and everything. And that was the one my brother, I have a 17-year-old brother, and he was like, you have to do that one. And I was like, I don't think I can live up to that one. Like, I don't know.
You could tone it down a little bit.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
So, Mariah.
Right.
Now let's talk about your writing process. How do songs come to you?
Yeah, I write all of my songs about like my own life and experiences. And besides Hey Hey, most of my songs at this point tend to be very much like relationship based. So usually, yeah, it's just whatever is going on in my life. If I meet someone, or if there's some situation that happens, I write about it. I get an idea in my head, and I just type away on my notes in my phone, and grab my guitar and try to form all of these like random thoughts and feelings that I have into a song.
That's when voice notes comes in handy.
Oh my gosh, yes. That's what my notes on my, like, if people looked at my notes or my voice memos, like they would be like, oh my gosh, is this girl okay? Like
Oh, that's too funny. Yeah, that's every single artist's phone. I can assure you on that one. Now, Molly, we're going to play a little game I like to call Country with Celine Rapid Fire. So I'm going to shoot you out a couple of questions and then answer them, and we'll go from there.
Okay.
What is your idea of a perfect date?
I would say a fancy dinner, and then like a nice walk after, like out on like the sunset, or like what, I don't know, something cute little walk.
How do you watch romance movies?
I do.
Okay, that explains that one.
That's why yeah. Not that I've ever had a date like that, like, but
any of us have had a date like that, unless you live in the movie. Next one. What was the last song you heard?
Last song. Oh, one of the Casey Musgraves songs. I've been listening to her new album a ton. So it was probably, I think,
one of hers.
It might have been. I love her new album, though. I've been listening to that a lot.
I know a bunch of people have been like binging the album. I love it. What motivates you?
Honestly, my family a ton. Like, I feel like I talk about my family all the time, but I do love my family, and I appreciate how like supportive and helpful they are to me, and they are all very hardworking people in their own, things that they're doing. And I want to, make them proud. So my family.
Yep, give it up to the family. I swear. Without my family, I don't know where I would be either. So I understand where you're coming from with that one. Dream travel destination?
Ireland. My family is from Ireland, actually. So I still have some family over there, and I was too young the last time that like all my cousins and everyone went over to visit. So that is like my next place that I want to visit is Ireland.
That's interesting. That would be a very cool experience.
Yeah.
And your dream collaboration?
I probably have to say Taylor Swift.
I thought that was coming.
Yeah.
And the last one, what was your first job?
Oh, my first real job that I had to like interview for, and the whole thing, was Texas Roadhouse. I was a hostess at Texas Roadhouse.
How old were you? 16?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Ah, look at that. How did you deal with being a host? Like, there's so many mean people in the serving industry.
Oh my God, I could not believe. Yes, I was like, I'm some like little 16-year-old girl, and people are like yelling at me because I didn't bring them their bread quick enough and stuff. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, yeah, people, that's what the restaurant industry people, I'm like, I respect you so much, because yes, people are crazy.
They deal with a lot of garbage from people day and night. Even retail workers, like, oh, no chance. Like, no chance. Well, thanks, Molly. And I'm really excited to hear this Christmas song that's going to be coming out soon. And I'm sure all of your fans are going to be very stoked because you released one last year. And now you're hitting us all again with a new one this year. Christmas is the best time of the year, too. So we're all going to be blasting that one for sure.
Thank you.
I'm rocking all